Hey y'all, howdy. Welcome to One for the Books. I'm Sandy Broadwell, and today I just wanted to do a check-in because we are in July now. It's halfway through the year, and I've just been thinking about the goals that I have for the rest of the year and how those stack up to the goals that I set for myself at the beginning of the year, and I just thought this would be a good time to kind of do a check-in and reset because we are halfway through. Which is crazy. The year is flying by. So I actually rewatched my beginning of the year goals video and I wrote them down because I didn't have them written down before. And so just to start off, I will go through the goals that I set for myself at the beginning of the year and talk about where we're at with those. The first three are reading goals. So number one was I wanted to read 6 classics this year. That keeps me on track to read 40 classics before I turn 40. And I am on par for that. I have read 3 classics so far now, halfway through the year. So that feels good. My second goal was to read at least 10 new releases this year. And I have read a lot of new releases in the last 2 months, I feel like. Let me check in on that real quick. I read 1 in March. I read 3 in May. And I read 4 in June. So I've read 8 new releases, 2026 releases already this year. So I don't think it will be a big deal at all to read 2 more in the rest of the year. And I definitely have a lot of new releases that I'm very excited about. I just did a video about Q3 new releases that I think are going to be big ones this year. So I'll link that down below. And then my third reading goal was to prioritize sci-fi this year. So most years since I've started my YouTube channel, it seems like sci-fi is about 1/3 of my reading, and then fantasy is more like 2/3. And I wanted to prioritize sci-fi in a way that sci-fi is at least 50-50 with fantasy, if not overtaking fantasy slightly. And I'm also doing well with that goal. I think I am basically at a 50-50 split right now between those 2 genres. So I'm definitely reading a lot more sci-fi this year, and that feels good. I am hitting a lot of my priority sci-fi reads that I haven't had time for in the past. So I'm very excited. All of my reading goals, basically, long story short, are going really, really well. The rest of my goals, maybe not as much. So let's get into it. The second category I had for goals was house goals, and I had 3 of those as well in my beginning of the year video. The first goal was to remodel our kitchen, and I'll just give the caveat that in that video I even said this goal might be so big that we don't get any of the other house goals done this year, and if so, that is totally fine, and that is turning out to be the case. We have done what I consider half of our kitchen remodel, which we called phase 1. And phase 1 was we knocked out the wall between our kitchen and living room, and that has been such a game changer. We put a really nice kitchen island bar, peninsula, I guess, where that wall used to be, and it has totally opened up our house and made it kind of took it from feeling a little cramped because our house is pretty small to feeling pretty cozy, and we can actually talk to each other between the kitchen and living room now, and all of that just feels amazing. Phase 2 of the kitchen remodel, we have not gotten started yet, and I definitely thought that we would have by now, but we've had some major things come up this year that were unanticipated. My husband actually had a really scary health episode a month and a half ago that was out of the blue, and so we have been putting off the rest of the kitchen remodel until that feels a little bit more settled. I think we will still be able to do the rest of the kitchen remodel, which the rest is the big part of like ripping out all of the cabinets, redoing the countertops, you know, the whole shebang, like literally everything. Everything must go. So that's really intimidating, which is why we had split it into 2 phases to begin with. But I still do think we are going to be able to do that later this year. And that is probably all of the house things that are going to happen this year, because that is a lot. The other 2 house goals that I had mentioned at the beginning of the year, which I said, like, if these don't happen this year, that's totally fine. And that's probably the case. One of them was building a big front porch. And I think that at this point, that is going to be a spring 2027 goal. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to having a big front porch, and I think that will also be a game changer for our house because it'll basically like add another room. But that's definitely not going to happen this year. And then this third house goal was to build a bookshelf wall, where basically the wall that our TV is on in our living room, we want to build just the entire wall full of bookshelves. And I think that could potentially still happen this year because that's not as big of a project, but it may or may not. If it doesn't happen this year, I feel like it definitely will happen next year, and that's fine. So those were the 3 house goals. And then my last 4 goals were what I just considered like general life goals. Number 1 in that category was learn to make stained glass. So at the beginning of the year, my husband and I signed up to take a class at our local community college, how to make stained glass. And I am happy to say that that class went really, really well. I loved it as much as I thought that I would. I now have all of the tools and materials that I need to be able to continue this as a hobby at my house. And I actually just made a piece yesterday. I made this cute little firefly guy. I spent all day on it yesterday, so I'm very proud of it still. But yeah, it turned out really well, I think. And yeah, cute little lightning bug. So that goal has gone great. I'm so stoked about that. Now that we're like in July, I hope to start working on stained glass gifts for people for Christmas. I would like to give all of my family members and my husband's family members a stained glass piece for Christmas this year. And they take a really long time. So I understand now why stained glass costs so much when I'm like at an art fair or something. Yeah, I get it now. The glass itself is expensive to buy, and like all of the everything, like it just takes a really long time, and it's not something that I think I will get faster at as I get better at it. I think it is just a really time consuming process. So I get why stained glass costs so much. Long story short. But anyway, because it does take so long, and basically like every piece that I make is going to take like a day or 2 to make, like I would like to start working on those now so that like when December rolls around, I'm not like panicking about how I don't have enough time to do all these things. Because I think if I just do it for like our immediate families, that's still, gosh, that'd be like my mom, my dad, my brother, my niece, my brother's girlfriend, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, my stepfather-in-law, my 2 sisters-in-law, and my other niece. So yeah, that'd be like at least 11 or 12 stained glass pieces between now and Christmas. So that's a lot. And yeah, I think it's going to be super fun to try and figure out like how to, like what to do for each person that would speak to them. So that's going to be really fun. So anyway, that goal, going great. The rest of the 3 life goals that I had are not, I have not been doing great on. Number 8 was buy an e-bike, which I even said at the time, I was like, well, buying a thing doesn't seem like a goal, but I have not purchased an e-bike yet, and I still do think that I will do that before the end of the year, most likely. As I mentioned in that video, I ride my bike all the time. I ride my bike to work a lot of days, but I would ride my bike more if I had an e-bike because Asheville is very, very hilly, and my work is not very close to downtown. And so if I have to be in my office and then go downtown and then go back to my office, like that takes, I mean, that would be like an hour of bicycling, and that's hard to justify when like the drive time is not that long. But if I had an e-bike, I feel like I could justify it and drive my car less, and so it is worth the investment, definitely. So I just need to do some research on what kind of e-bike I want, and that's the part that I've been putting off. Still excited for that to happen. Goal number 9 was to write, and just to like write more, and I have not done that. I had a video, I think earlier this year, about how I sort of shelved my work in progress, and that was a good decision, but I did not intend when I shelved that to like stop writing, and I kind of did, and I would like to get back into that. I have like recurring reminders on my calendar to like sit down and write, and I just haven't made time for it. So I need to figure out how to work that into my schedule. I definitely I could be getting out of bed earlier and making time to write in the morning instead of scrolling on my phone for like 45 minutes. Yeah, and that's something that I need to start doing. So this is me like recommitting to that on screen with you guys. And then goal number 10 was just to like do more outdoor activities, and I don't feel like that has been very successful either. We're kind of in a holding pattern a little bit because of my husband's health scare. We're like not able to do some activities right now that are usually a normal part of our repertoire. And so, yeah, I could be doing that without him, but I don't want to. So this hasn't been the like year of outdoor activities that I expected it to be. Oh my. Are you okay? And that is what it is. Yeah, so I just wanted to say, I just wanted to get on here, I guess, and like, yeah, think through these goals again and just like give myself a little bit of grace because of unexpected life things that are going on. My reading goals are going really well, and I'm really happy with where I'm at with my stained glass progress. Other than that, everything feels a little bit awash. Again, like knocking out the wall in the kitchen has been transformative and amazing, and I like our house so much better. I think it like functions a lot better, and I'm really still looking forward to getting the second part of that done again, probably in the fall, because at this point health stuff's still happening, and it's really freaking hot outside, so it'll probably be better if we can work on that once it starts cooling off again. And I think that timing will work out a little better. So at this point, my goals for the rest of the year, I'm kind of scrapping some of those that we talked about. Keeping on with the reading goals, keeping on with the kitchen remodel, keeping on with the stained glass, and recommitting to writing. And yeah, at this point, my new major goal for the rest of the year is going on a vacation. I don't know what that will be yet, but my husband and I have not taken a vacation since we moved here. And like our whole life was kind of a vacation before we moved here. Like we lived in our van for a year and a half, and my husband was only working part-time and I was not working. And that was a very like cool privileged thing that we got to do. But I've been working now for about a year and a half and haven't really taken a vacation. Like I've taken days off here and there, but we haven't gone anywhere and done anything fun other than like we've like maybe stacked an extra day onto a conference to explore a place we hadn't been. But again, nothing big and fun, and I feel like I really could use something big and fun to look forward to right now. So yeah, still trying to figure out what that's gonna be, but I think committing to that and like actually getting dates on the calendar and like buying tickets or whatever is my next major goal for second half of the year. And yeah, I think that'll be really important for us and everything that we've kind of had to go through lately. So that's it. That's my mid-year goals check-in. Let me know down in the comments below how your goals are going for the year so far, and how your reading is going for the year so far, and what you're looking forward to in the second half of 2026. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks so much for hanging out and tuning in for a little bit today. As always, please be kind, do good, and read more books. I'll see you again soon.